Russia does seem to want to increase the misery of Ukrainians by striking at infrastructure, including energy infrastructure, during the wintertime to leave people in the cold, and do other things such as this strike to harass Ukrainians.
What do you make, first of all, of the timing of this attack on Kyiv? We haven't seen quite such a sustained attack on the capital for a while.
It's hard to know, particularly for timing, Russia's motives, but Russia does seem to want to increase the misery of Ukrainians by striking at infrastructure, including energy infrastructure, during the wintertime to leave people in the cold, and do other things such as this strike to harass Ukrainians.
President Zelensky went to the United States. He met various lawmakers. He had that joint news conference with President Biden, where Biden was absolutely full of praise for Ukraine and pledging US support. But I mean, President Zelensky has come back without the hard cash, hasn't he? There's that next tranche of aid and military equipment is still being held up.
Well, President Zelensky actually made a good impression on pretty much everyone here. The key issue for the aid package is border security. The Republicans are demanding some broad policy changes for border security as part of the package, and the Democrats have been reluctant to offer that. But there are now reports that President Biden has offered two major changes. One would be essentially to reinstate President Trump's policy during the COVID crisis, which was that illegal migrants could be turned away and not brought into the United States without an asylum hearing, asylum screening, if you will. So that would keep them out of the United States. And then secondly, Biden appears to have said that there would be expanded detention and deportation of illegal immigrants in the United States. Those are two major policy moves. If that is what President Biden is offering, that would have some potential to unlock the problems in Congress. Now, the Republicans might demand more, but I think I think Zelensky probably got the impression here that if the border security crisis was solved, that the aid package might go through.
But of course, he doesn't control that end of it. And Ukraine desperately needs this next tranche of military support, doesn't it?
Yes, no, that's quite true. There is some support in the pipeline, so there would not be an abrupt cutoff. And of course, Ukraine has some reserves. So it's possible that this package might not be approved until early in the year if it can't be done before the holidays. But I think the overall perspective now is more upbeat now that President Biden seems to be offering some major concessions on illegal immigration.
As you say, it's got tied up in this wider political battle, Republicans seeking those changes to US border policies. But do you sense that there is also amongst Republicans in particular a bit of a reluctance to carry on spending so much money on Ukraine?
There is reluctance by some because isolationism has become a more influential part of the Republican landscape here.